আর্জেন্টিনার কবি ডেনসি গ্রিফিথের জন্ম 1993 সালে। ইংরাজি ও স্প্যানিশ সাহিত্যের অনুবাদকের বিষয় নিয়ে স্নাতকোত্তর করেছেন। বহু অনুবাদের কাজ করেছেন তিনি। পেশায় শিক্ষক ডেনসি। তার কবিতার বই ইতিমধ্যেই সমাদৃত ইংরাজি ও স্প্যানিশ দুই ভাষাতেই। লিবেরো আমেরিকা নামে একটি আন্তর্জাতিক পত্রিকা ও প্রকাশনা সংস্থার মালিক কবি ডেনসি।
Hi everybody, my name is Denise Griffith and I'm a writer from Buenos Aires, Argentina. Now I'm going to answer some questions about literature for this wonderful YouTube channel, so please watch it to the end. I write because it's the best way for me to express what I want to say. I've tried other forms of art, but it's the way in which I feel most comfortable. I would say regarding poetry, Susana Tenon, Chantal Maillard. Susana Tenon is an Argentinian poet. She lived in the 20th century, and Chantal Maillard is a French poet. Their work with the form really surprised me. The way of Maillard of approaching philosophical issues. You could reflect a lot upon those poems. Yes, to some extent they do, because they are part of style, and style is the personal way of speaking of each writer, so in that sense, yeah. Anyway, it's not exclusive. There are some authors who are really prolific, and maybe it's hard to detect a style or to detect a form, but they repeat the same topics again and again and again. They deal with the same issues, the same motifs, so that's another possibility. Well, I try to show vulnerability through it. I try to show weaknesses of human nature, such as suffering, the loneliness, struggle with love. I feel that sometimes my poetry can be quite depressing, but the idea is to find a connection between different experiences, not just mine, to have this exchange with the reader in which somebody tells me that they've gone through something similar. I think that's really important nowadays, as art is having such a limited space in culture in general, and as creatives we are struggling to find time to do what we love, to show our passion. Most of us need to work doing something else, and art becomes just our hobby, let's say. So each space helps us try to become more and more professionalized and showing what we do to our people that is real hard work, and we deserve to have that space. Forming poetry is really important. In my case, sometimes melodies, rhymes come right away to me. Even before what I want to say, there's a lot of work with the subconscious there, so maybe I don't know why I'm saying what I want to say, I'm using those words, but then there's a lot of work when it comes to correction. It's not that, okay, I stick to that, I stick to the first draft. I correct and correct till I get the best form possible. For me, it's not, of course, that every poem has to rhyme, but if I choose not to rhyme, I try to see form in another way, try to use other techniques. Two dogs escaped from imminent death in hands of human cruelty, and they jump into water, but there's nothing, only H2O, and they will go, and they know it, and they will go. That's the world's most tragic animated film. Got yourself many times in front of the sea. Only in that way you could be recognized. somebody with no piety introduced that idea into your brain. Why not? When you left weights in my body. You should have clothes to go with your hand tight if you were going to say goodbye. Not proud of the past, you used to complain I left the windows open and in came the coldness, though it was the tea, the one which got colder when you came close. A knot floats in the water. Through that knot connect all those times I calmed myself for business or pleasure. A poem is like many knots that couldn't stay. Untying knots hurts, but it hurts more to understand that today I almost take 2 antidepressants by accident. You not immortalizing it doesn't mean I've invented it, but you were right. Who was going to believe me when I barely know who I am? Wish I could feel at ease with calm and not be immersed in this torture of unhappy memories. They tell me about the incapacity to be alone, and I remember you and how you were unable to hurt somebody except for me. Like those watches from the past, worked with tools, I started to work again every time you left.